Today, I'm going to share with you a step-by-step growth model that is designed to take an unskilled salesperson so that they can become a talented sales professional, otherwise known as a closer. And even next level, the skill set to having that agent become a successful agency owner. And it does have to be done in that order. First, you become a professional at insurance sales, and once you've developed the skill set, you can teach others how to do what you do. As far as I'm concerned, if you're recruiting agents and you're not one of the best at selling the products that you're recruiting agents to sell, then you're doing your agents a complete disservice, and you're most likely going to fail anyways. So not only do you fail, but your agents fail too. And now you're just another creep that's out there recruiting agents into your multi-level marketing scam. And before we get going, guys, this is when I'm gonna ask you to please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're a new viewer. We're putting out final expense sales training videos and insurance related content like all the time. And if you'd like a copy of my free new agent telesales file, I mean, this bad boy is awesome. It has some really good sales presentation material for final expense remote agents. Just stick around until the end of the video and I'm going to show you how to get this bad boy for yourself. As far as the growth model is concerned, let's start with the floor and work our way up to the ceiling. My floor consists of 1, you must sound smooth and professional. 2, you're already good with technology. And 3, you're comfortable with like a little bit of multitasking. If you're not good with all 3, then I do suggest forgetting about being an independent agent and looking for like a company that maybe will pay you while you're learning. Basically starting out as a LOA, a licensed only agent. So unless you've got at least like $10,000 to spend while learning the basics of sales, this is probably the way to go anyways, which means you're getting a guaranteed paycheck whether you sell or not, instead of purchasing leads only to blow easy laydown sales and spend thousands and thousands of dollars while learning on your own dime. At our agency, United Final Expense Services, I do my best to weed out the agents who are at like minimum meet my floor from the agents who are, not quite there and are better off learning as a licensed only agent. My system is very expensive to run and manage, and the last thing that we want is for you to come on board only to realize 2 weeks later and thousands of dollars later that you're kind of bad at sales. I look for people who are confident in their sales ability and maybe aren't afraid to invest a few $1,000s to get started. The one thing that I've learned from being an agency owner is that anyone can come up with a few $1,000s, and the people who can't are just not confident enough in themselves to be able to sell final expense insurance in the first place. Let's say you've gotten some experience. Maybe you've, worked in a call center or you were really good at a different type of sale, and you are at the floor that I spoke of. The trick is to find an agency that can make sure that you have lots of activity. Companies that ask you to buy leads from outside vendors are usually the ones to avoid the most, in my opinion. This basically tells me that they don't have a platform that works for most of the agents that are on the floor. We use a calendar appointment system where our independent agents can have like 30 plus preset appointments on their calendar each day of people who are actually expecting a quote for affordable life insurance or final expense insurance. Once you've got a system like this with lots of activity, you want to step up your game and become a master at making your sales presentation and also with your product knowledge. By being a skilled pro, your sales numbers will increase, your closing percentages will go up, and the next thing you know, you're producing at a very high level. By this time, you'll want to be good at managing your cash flow. One of the things that I recommend to new agents is to put away around 20% of your incoming monies aside to cover cancellations and even like taxes at the end of the year. For me, the next step in the growth model is to start working on your agent brand if you don't have one already, and to have a system for both client retention and getting referrals. Basically, you need to reach out to your clients at least every 6 months to remind them that you're there for them. By doing this, you've established a relationship with your client, and now cross-selling products like Medicare Advantage and Medicare supplements to your existing book of business is a piece of cake. You can compliantly reach out to your existing clients and openly speak with them about Medicare insurance products. Let's move a little bit further up the growth model. At this point, you're a seasoned sales professional. You've got systems in place to generate clients and sales. You've got a proven system of getting referrals and cross-selling. And now the next step is to build that agency. As far as building an insurance agency is concerned, there are two main ways to go about it. You either hire someone and pay them by the hour and teach them to do what you're doing, sell insurance, or you want to recruit agents and build a downline of commission-based insurance agents. I believe the bigger money is actually, believe it or not, in hiring people and having them work as a licensed-only agent over the recruiting agents and trying to get them to recruit agents nonsense. The issues with recruiting agents to be independent, commission only, is that they tend to move around a lot and jump from like one agency to the next, always looking for the easier way to sell, and they usually end up, well, if they're any good, they will end up being your competition. When you have employees, they tend to stick and stay better. Believe it or not, they may not be completely happy with their income, but they're more likely to stick with you knowing that they are getting an actual paycheck every week, no matter what. You might spend more money up front to train and teach your employees, but having the control over them will help keep the debt away. Unfortunately, independent agents tend to give up easier and will actually quit after making a few sales, only to end up leaving you with more debt than profit. And guys, of course, you always got to take the good with the bad, which means accepting any debt that your downline agents could incur. I've had agents purposely and unethically move clients from one product to another, like within a few months of making the sale, only to end up, believe it or not, rolling like $15,000 to over $25,000 of debt up to me. And I've had others that were just so bad at customer service that they rolled thousands and thousands of dollars of debt up to me anyways, because they just couldn't keep their business on the books because they didn't really try hard in most cases. And when I say they rolled the debt up to me, that means that I was the one who had to write the check to the insurance company, because once again, anytime you contract somebody, you're the one accepting responsibility for them, for those agents. Remember, when we contract an agent below us, we're vouching for them too. If you'd like free final expense telesales training, just click on the link above, which should take you to our 3-part series that's going to cover like everything that you need to know to sell final expense successfully from the comfort of your own home. For a copy of the free new agent telesales file that I mentioned earlier in the video, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. If you'd like more information on our remote final expense telesales platform, just shoot me an email at that same address. Remember guys, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now put on that headset and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.